Hey, what's up,
Check
everybody?
it out, people. Check this out. Okay, you know what you clicked on. This is Real Comic Book Talk.
Yes,
We're
sir.
going to be talking about what's the most
Good.
unfairly hated movie ever, okay, when it comes to comic book movies. All right? But before we get to that, let me introduce everybody. I'm Daniel. That's Ant-Man. And that right there is Al. And we are Real Comic Book Talk, people.
It's not a hyphen in the middle of that.
No. It's all combined.
We'll be
Al
when
and
I put it there.
Oh my God.
Nope. Well, since you guys are here, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications, and go ahead and hit that like button because you're going to like what you have to hear. Okay, so the most unfairly hated comic book movie ever. Who wants to go first?
Ever?
Forever.
For never seems that long until you're gone.
And we are including the most current movie, which as of right now to this date is Blue Beetle, which is the most current one. That is,
It's not hated on at all. Just nobody's seen it.
Yeah.
You can't hate it if you can't see it.
there you go. That's why
Sad, 'cause
it's
it's
allowed.
such a really
It's allowed
good
to be there.
Such a good movie.
Who wants to go first? Any takers?
Ant-Man!
Ant-Man's going first.
Here we go.
What you got for the people?
Alright, so look. Mine is Batman and Robin. Batman and Robin is critically hated on for no reason at all. It's a great movie for kids.
Well, okay.
The toys are amazing. What's her name? Kill Bill. I forgot her real name. But the way she did Poison Ivy, when she dove all the way into it, you were literally
Is that Uma Thurman?
Uma Thurman. You're just watching somebody play with action figures live in the movie theater. It's just a good time. Like, you can turn that on, cut your brain off, and just enjoy it. You don't have to have some big spectacle about Batman overcoming different odds and stuff like that. You don't need none of that. And they gave you a little bit of the Dr. Freeze storyline with his wife. I mean, they chowed it up a little bit, but they still did it. It's a good, fun movie. It's not a movie like Batman v Superman where, you got to go through all these obstacles and people going all of these dramatic things. None of that.
So the things that everybody wants to see Batman do.
Nah, because the movie is for kids. They said, hey, make this movie to sell toys. The director said, we're selling toys with this movie.
That pretty much means it's not that it's hated on, it's that adults shouldn't see it.
No, you should see it.
If it's not for us, why would we?
Because
It's a good
I
response.
can tell you why.
It's a good response.
Bring you back to your childhood. Man, look, this is a good, fun movie.
The
Look,
Batman from my childhood was amazing.
and so was this movie. Look,
Wow.
the set pieces were phenomenal. Look, I know the bat nipples thing was
It was horrible.
It was, but you got some Batgirl butt, so
No!
Even out.
You can't say it's for kids and then talk about somebody's butt in it. You can't.
It's for 13 and younger. 13-year-olds looking at butts. I know I was.
So the 10-year-olds and younger.
You gotta start early and then
Oh
explain
my
it.
God.
That's bad.
here.
That was bad.
Wait a minute.
That was
Wait
bad.
a minute.
But that's a good look. It's unfairly hated on because people think Batman. They see Batman and they want the Batman from the animated series or Batman from I don't know,
All other Batman?
or from the comic. But you gotta remember, if you want kids to start getting into these comic books, you need to make stuff so they can relate to, so they can start getting this stuff more mature when they get older.
Like
this is
cartoons? Like
yeah,
action figures?
yeah, but not everybody had cable back then. Like I didn't.
It was
So I
on
could-
Channel
It
5.
was
Hey,
on
look,
cable. It
if
wasn't
you're in
on
my house,
cable.
look, if you're in my house,
It wasn't on cable.
It wasn't on cable.
listen, if you're in my house
Every day, 4 o'clock.
and you're in my house on a Saturday in the mornings, you wasn't watching cartoons. You had to get up, clean and stuff. Then by that time, you finished
No,
done with that.
the cartoons came on at the end of
And by the-
starting at
listen,
4 till
listen.
6.
By the time you're in that, you're outside with your cousins, like I was.
Even in the winter?
The winter? I don't know. About that.
Just saying.
Oh no, winter. My mom had me in the last.
I was on a roll today. Al has an answer for
I mean, because
everything.
it doesn't. You can't say
Look,
it's
you
for
need-
kids and then and then when I say, okay, so adults shouldn't watch, no, they should. And then I say, all right, so it's not for kids. Oh, you got a
should.
little bit of back butt, but you say it's for kids. It can't be both.
Young teenagers and under. All right, so they put a little bit of they put a little bit of everything for from young teenagers and to about 6
So
or 7.
ride home, Daddy, why did they show her butt? You
Don't
gotta
worry
have
about
a talk at 10 or 9 or 8 or 7 or 6.
Ooh.
No.
It starts at 10. Starts at 10. Okay? And look, you need these movies. You need movies like this as an entry point so the kids can learn, have their Batman, and then grow up with them. You need this. Okay? That's why it shouldn't be hated on. It's a good movie. I watched it like 3 times since I got HBO Max.
Dang. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
When you were a kid, you used to watch the Batman animated series, right?
sure did.
And it was amazing, right?
awesome.
And it wasn't dumbed down to make the children, to dumb it down for the kids, right?
Nah, not one bit.
How old were you when you were watching that cartoon?
Child age.
How old is that? That can range from 3 to 12.
When you were 10, 11, 12,
10, 11,
You
12.
watch it-
Now, how old were you when that?
or 13, because that's what he just said. He said from 10 to 13. So you didn't like it when you were 10 to 13. Do you think the 10 to 13-year-old you wouldn't like that Batman?
I'm not
just
choosing-
saying.
I'm not choosing violence today. Look, it's a most.
Just saying.
It's unfairly
That makes
hated on.
sense.
Like this guy, unfairly
It's the
hated
truth.
on. It's a good kids movie that also older kids or younger teenagers can watch. You have a good time. You don't need no big master plan with it or anything like that. It has just enough adult stuff to keep adults to watch it without, at this time, playing on your phone. If you watch it now, you like play on your phone while you faking like you're watching it with your kids. We've all done it. This guy.
No.
I have.
Every movie I watch because I enjoy movies.
I have. Alice in Wonderland.
I enjoy movies.
Alice in
My phone is in
Wonderland.
the pocket.
Alice in Wonderland. I was on my
That
phone.
jump was like that.
I don't care. Anyway, Batman and Robin, fun, good Batman movie for kids. Entry point for kids to get into it. That's how I got my kid into Batman. So I know it works. So there it is.
Okay. So you've heard his explanation. I'm gonna use his word to explain mine. The most unfairly hated movie yet or ever. I have the 2005 Fantastic Four.
Oh my!
I think this
I'm
is
not,
a
I'm not
great.
choosing violence today.
This movie is a great entry point for people who are looking to get into comic book
I feel like he's
movies.
stealing your whole shtick now.
It is.
He is, and he's doing it wrong. That's number
for
one.
people.
Because it's not a good entry point for the Fantastic Four.
It
thing
is.
was
It
boring.
was. It was. It had.
God.
It had comedy. It
Bad
had
comedy.
It had a future Captain America.
Nobody
It had.
You stretched it down.
You dropped all the way out.
He had him. He was so
He don't know if
good.
he can fly, but he's gonna jump off of a building. That's stupid.
All superheroes do something stupid to make sure that they see the extent of their power.
And then you
It's
die
called
from that.
Experimenting. and
No, you don't experiment with your life.
You
No,
do
he's
it.
got
They
to
do it all the
You
time.
gotta push yourself because he also thought
Iron
Iron
to the
Man
point of death?
didn't Iron Man do it when he went into space in the first one? He didn't know what was going to happen, but he pushed it all the way until he went all the way up, and then he learned. Okay, there's
He also
freezing
flew-
So
and
when's-
everything.
when is
Johnny
it-
Stone
when
did
is
fly
it-
a little bit
When
when
is
he
it too
jumped.
much
when he
to
was
when,
doing
Yeah.
when one
He
person
did.
dies? If one person dies, does that mean, oh, you just stupid because why did you try it?
You gotta take a chance out there. You gotta step. You gotta
Not
step.
with your life.
Yes, you do.
No.
How was you gonna test the
How else you gonna figure it out?
Well, you mean you do like
Not
Spider-Man.
every-
Spider-Man didn't start climbing up the wall. He tried to, before he did, he was trying to make sure he knew that he had the,
And then at
the
some
claws.
point,
once he knew,
jumped. He
your
jumped
first-
from building to building.
No,
Thinking,
your
I got.
first instinct shouldn't be, oh, I got flames. Maybe.
That wasn't his
wasn't
first
his first
instinct.
thing.
He
It wasn't
flew
first
a little
thing.
bit when he was snowboarding.
When he snowboarded, he went off the ground. He went way further.
And
than
he-
As he crashed, right?
No, he's like, I'm flying, and then he couldn't control it. Then he crashed.
As he crashed.
So then he had to try
So
it
he
again.
still crashed. So you crashed one time. So your
I-
next.
I feel like
your
he's like me
next
from
thought-
last week.
No,
Yeah,
your next thought after you crashed
he's on
because
a
you
roll
couldn't
today.
fly is
I'm
jump
okay
off
with
of
that.
a 30-story building. Hopefully you can make it work.
Yeah.
No, what do you mean? It's not. That doesn't make
You
sense.
have to test your
Superhero
power.
science.
What I don't understand, and
Superhero-
that's the stupidest thing to me.
Superhero
science, I understand, but there's no way you can sit up here and say, you know what? Either I fly or I die.
Well, how
that's
you-
not the two middles.
So at what point? What do you think he should do before we? I know
Start
this,
going up slower and slower and slower until you're confident enough. It's not, oh, I think I flew a little bit, and then, oh, let me jump off a 30-story building.
Okay,
Hopefully
well,
I make
two
it.
things. One,
What do you mean?
almost every superhero who's ever existed.
And I think it's
hold on.
stupid for everybody.
Almost every superhero that ever existed has got to a point where, like, I gotta jump off
Mm-hmm.
because I'm holding myself back so I gotta get
Fear.
past this middle
So
block.
everybody's is so.
That's
So
that
you're
fear
telling
go.
me
Hold
that
on.
most heroes? No. You're telling me most heroes is either I just take it all the way to death, or I make
No, they
it.
get to a point where they got to.
He didn't do that.
No, they knew.
Well, he was a little
they
dangerous
knew
in
they
it.
had the ability in them. They just needed to
So,
go in the deep end, jump in the deep end of the pool, and then.
So if you can't swim, but you think you can, and you just gonna jump into
uncles
the
do it all
12,
the time. They throw your kid
and they
you learn how to
save you.
swim.
There's nobody else to save them. They save you if you can't. If you find out, oh, it's too much for me.
Not the
you
ones
get
in the
saved.
hills.
superhero.
And then
science.
two, the sad thing about superheroes is the whole point of comic books. Well, they all come back to the same thing.
Mhm.
Just got to try harder.
Yeah.
So when you try harder,
Overcome your fear.
Harder isn't death. This is what I don't.
Death.
And I understand a comic should do it. And that's one thing. That's a problem I have with comics. Right there, it's not death or I'm just not going to do it. That to me is the dumbest logic, because if it's, let's say this is just like with John, like let's say the boys. Certain people have powers, right? And if everybody sits up here and say, you know what? I got to take it to the max where I might die. And you got 50,000 people dying because they tried something that they shouldn't have tried. Because they said that if I don't try to go to the top first, then I'm going to die. That doesn't make sense.
I mean, some
Somebody-
people
Makes
got to
no
give, some
sense.
people don't.
And then so your answer is, oh, just, hey, he tried, he died.
Well, you will know your limit. Like in Johnny Storm, he knew he could fly.
Plus Ultra.
You know what? You know what? I'm going to concede my point just because of that. You're right.
That went over my head.
That
bro.
right there. That's all right. He knows.
As long as you won.
That's all right.
As long
He
as
got
you
it.
won.
Yeah,
Now
he got
finish your statement why it's, most of it's fairly, I'm fairly hated.
Because it was actually it followed all the basic guidelines of a superhero movie. It was great. It had
Terrible.
introduction. It had comedy. It had
Don't
fight
say basic.
sequences.
Don't
The
say
special effects were actually pretty good for that time period. They weren't
That's
actually
a fair
bad.
point.
It was a good movie. It was a good solid introductory movie. There was nothing to be as hated as if it was a
You know, that's a fair
2011
point.
version. When it came out, the time it came out, it was right there around the time when superhero movies were on the rise. Not at the peak, not at greatness or anything else. Marvel hadn't even really taken over yet. It was just
Not
right
true,
there.
that's true.
They were just like
I
right
see
there.
that.
You had Spider-Man, which was pretty dang great.
Yeah.
Then you had X-Men that were still figuring themselves out a little bit and everything, and then there was nothing, and then maybe Blade, and then the right introduction of freaking Fantastic Four. It came at the right time. It was a good movie for that time period. I don't know why people just would be like, oh no, that joint was basic and boring, and it was just Doom wasn't all that. Doom was good. Doom.
Now.
I said good. I didn't say nothing beyond good. He was just good.
Well, the reason he did this stuff,
Nah, I can't give you that one.
No.
You were
He
doing
was-
fine into that one.
He
You were
was
doing fine into
okay.
that one.
You're overthinking Doom. You're thinking Doom in the sense of who he already is in the comics.
No, I'm thinking Doom is he did all that to get one girl.
Do you know what guy doesn't do stupid stuff to get
I'm
a girl?
not sending
all
people,
that, he's right
sending
about.
people into space
Right.
and
When you're hold up,
the girl.
but there's different levels. When you're already a billionaire and richer beyond rich, and
I mean, you can get any girl you want.
you could do, but you want this one.
That's fine. I'm just that's
all
where I
the
draw the line.
qualifications
Hey,
and
look,
criteria that he
that's
wants
the
in a
line.
woman.
I'm not walking back.
He wants smarts. He
Doom
wants
wasn't
beauty.
as smart in this junk though.
He
He wasn't as Doom has a 12 level intellect everywhere else except for here.
He did have a 12th level intellect right there. It's just love came in the way.
Like I said, I'm not. If you, I was with you to Doom. I was with you to Victor Doom.
That's fine. That's fine. Doom. That movie's old.
I mean, but
Too
Albert
fairly
Edwards-
hate. Too much hated. It wasn't as bad as people are crushing it to be. You can watch it right now. You'll be fine. You won't
Same
walk
thing
away.
with Batman and Robin.
That's not even close.
We'll watch it together.
Your argument was kids.
We'll watch it together.
Your
We'll
argument,
watch it together.
Your
We'll
argument,
watch it together.
Your argument was
You get
kids.
your nieces. You get your daughter. You get your. We'll just have a good time. I bet you they love it.
No, my daughters ain't gonna let it.
Mine
They're
will
too
not.
old.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
You get your little cousins. I bet you they love it.
The nieces will be like, "What is this?"
How old are your nieces?
They're old. Oh, they're in that. 11-year-old.
Bang, let's go.
They're in the
Yeah, they're in that
the
range.
criteria for what his
Bring 'em,
criteria.
let's bring them and watch it.
They are in the.
And let's test this theory.
You know what? Test.
Let's test this
Have
theory.
them watch it and see if they like it. If they don't, if they say, well, this is garbage, then that's the answer.
They won't make it through the first hour.
Let's see.
Because of the phones.
You gotta take the phones away.
See, that's the problem with the test anyway. You could be 100% right, but the phone
Yeah, you gotta
make
take
it
your
hard.
phones off.
Yeah,
Just gotta
you
force
could
that.
be 100% right.
You really think that the phones is that big of just?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a it's a computer in your hand.
They watch.
You
But if
talking
you're
about-
watching a movie,
No, my daughter
Yeah.
does 3 different things as she's watching the movie.
Bruh.
Both of them.
I be watching the movie on my phone and I put the little screen up so I can watch it in the corner of the phone while I'm on the phone doing other stuff. Yeah, it's the phone.
I don't do that, but
how old are you? What are you doing? Watch a movie.
I look.
But that's not the generation. This generation different.
You,
I don't have nothing on me when I watch. If
I
I'm
don't
watching a
either.
movie, I'm watching.
That's
a
on
movie.
you. Everybody's had the same. You just take the phone and watch the movie. I don't know why you fixated on this point. You're older. We get it.
No, it's watching a movie.
You have a
Watching movie.
fine thing, Daniel.
I'm
You
like
have
that
a
too.
much better attention span than all of us.
That's what it is.
All right,
It's the attention
You're
span,
great,
right?
Now that we got that out the way, you don't have to really
It's
keep
the
us.
gratification. They need it all the time.
Take
All the time.
Look, just conduct the experiment and take the phone. I don't know how hard this is.
Well, no, once you take the phone, they're not going to watch it anyway.
No, you make them watch it. Like, look, y'all.
Now you make a.
And tell me
Al,
what you
what
thought.
is yours? Al, what is your most hated superhero movie? Unfairly hated superhero movie.
Yeah, like 15.
I know.
Yeah,
It's
so-
not this faded, but I used to love it back then. It's 2 of them. I got 2 of them. Sorry, that's me.
Can never pick one thing.
Yeah, I can't. I got it. I have a couple. It's all. That's my problem. But the first one, for real, I'm not gonna fake. A lot of people don't like it. Blade 3. I liked it, even though it's the bad guy is supposedly Dracula. I mean, I ain't gonna fake. Blade was a dog. Dracula was a dog. The come to find out the person who was your friend, he actually went the other way. To me, it was good. I'm not gonna fake. I liked all 3 Blades. All 3
Why
of
are you
them.
making this face?
Blade 3?
Yeah.
I feel like you just pulled that out the air.
I had to because I didn't really have no. All of them are justified except for that. I'm sorry. All the garbage justified.
Give us your other one. We don't accept that one.
It's gonna be much worse.
It's gonna be much worse.
That's fine.
why I said. That's why. I said.
That's fine.
All right. Everybody clowns it, but I've actually watched it 6 months ago, and you're gonna judge me. The old Howard the Duck.
We're done here.
That was my journey.
It's just funny
I'm sorry.
because I kind of watched that too, and it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't. Everybody talk about it was bad. It was not bad.
Because the reason I watched it because I listened to a podcast.
It gets bashed, and it's not
Yeah.
bad.
I listened to a podcast called Fields from the Phantom Zone,
Mhm.
and they would go watch all
See?
old movies. And so they did that one. So I went like, the way they was talking about, let me go. We watched the joint.
Yeah.
Let me go watch it. I'd actually never watched it the first
Right.
time. I was like, it's not that
It's
bad.
not. For the time, just like you're saying, for the time that it was actually
It
good.
had some decent action in it.
Yeah. The evil monster he was vicious actually.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't bad.
Pick another one.
That's
that was a
it.
good
What
one.
you mean?
That was a good one.
Thank you.
You pulled that one out the sky.
No.
And he poured it out, and
I don't even know anybody who actually hated that movie. It was just like
What? It gets bashed online.
I don't know if it gets
for
better.
the time period it came
Look,
out and everything.
I'm telling you, look it up.
There's no way they hated on that.
I'm telling
It's
you.
not like it was Doctor Strange, his first movie from '79 or whatever.
Nobody
The one that
remembers
wasn't called
that.
Doctor Strange. It was
Yeah,
called something else?
yeah. That's
It's just like
terrible,
I'm not jumping back to the old Hulk or the old Superman.
The
was
fact
on
that you
TV.
said old movie had me like, what the heck is he
Nah.
about to say?
The old Superman was garbage because he didn't even fly. He jumped.
But Superman, you know what? I'm not.
So I know.
I'm not about to start Superman bash.
Okay, so you guys
I'm
heard.
not choosing violence this week. I'm not.
You guys
Choose a
heard.
little bit, but
You guys
I mean,
heard
you
all
did.
three.
yeah, mine is. I chose
You
today.
you woke up and said,
Obvious.
F. Anthony. He had all of his.
Obvious
No, it was
violence
just
today, yeah.
it was the Batman Robin. I have a real. It's not a Batman movie to me. It's a
It's a-
comedy.
Like you
Supposedly.
said, it's a movie for kids.
No. If you're
Selling point for-
level
what was our
is
selling point?
11 to 13, that is not for kids. That's
said-
the middle.
I said 6 to 13.
No, because you said the butt, so that's too low. So
No,
you
the
jump
butt is
back.
4. The older.
Talk about not letting it go. All right.
Sorry.
He will not let it go.
I'm not. That's no.
That-
I didn't say
these are
nothing about
part-
your Blade 3 thing.
Most
Okay.
ever, most ever. That's where it comes into point. You guys heard? Let us know in the comic book
Comic books.
in the
Ooh,
in the section.
my God.
He's all the way throwing
Comments.
It's that Blade 3 that did it.
Blade 3 did it. That joint is
I like.
not used. I'm done.
So much anger.
Not anger.
Disappointment?
Disappointment.
It's okay. It's alright.
Not
Everybody
anger.
has
It's not anger at all. It's disappointment.
Fantastic Four is
It's funny.
disappointing.
It's funny because I actually own Blade 3. I actually own the DVD.
You spent your
bought
money
the
on it
DVD?
knowing it was bad.
Oh no, I spent my money knowing where to skip to. I like that action sequence. I like that action sequence.
This must have been before YouTube.
I like this action sequence.
You
Yeah.
could just YouTube that. Keep it moving.
There you go. Yeah, YouTube is great. Thanks, YouTube.
Yeah, do it all. I do it for all my anime.
I do know how to do stuff.
Who don't do it for anime?
Yeah, I rewatch
Ain't
all that.
nobody don't do it for anime, yo. It's not impossible not to.
yeah.
You guys let us know in the comment section what you think is the most unfairly unhated movie in the history of comic book movies. And until next time, support comic books. Go to your local comic book store and shoot, go to church and pray that this dang strike
What?
ends soon too, because
You put
They
put
are.
the 7 stars.
Yeah.
7.7.
they are canceling shows left and right,
Nothing
and
to do.
the movies are getting pushed back.
Real life gonna be watching.
No, but that, yeah,
reruns.
hey, don't do that. Just go buy some comic books. Those
Yeah.
are still coming out.
Perfect answer.
Those do not stop.
Those are still
Like
coming
I
out.
said, go to your local comic book store, support the comic book industry.
You need to know. You want a good story with the pictures, so you ain't gotta use your imagination. Go to
comic books.
Comic books.
We out, people. We'll
Every
see you
Wednesday,
next time.
new comic books.
Check our Instagram posts. We drop them. We out.
Deuces.